This is one of the easiest crossings between the two countries and the busiest route for illegal immigrants heading for Thailand. 2 to 3 million Burmese are estimated to live in Thailand, most illegally. With so many boats making the crossing to Thailand every day, intercepting illegal migrants at sea is a near impossible task. Thai Marine Police put a strict vigilance to Burmese boats for illegal immigrants. If they have traveled with documents, they are allowed to stay for up to a week. Most come over to buy and sell products in Thai markets, but many stay on illegally and search for work. Some of the women started working at the prawn factory as young as 13 years old. Sometimes the Burmese prawn processing workers hold on a strike against their new boss for cutting their wages to well below the official minimum. These migrants have temporary work permits, but this restricts them to one company, weakening their bargaining power. This is the center for Thailand's seafood industry and a magnet for Burmese workers. It is estimated that about 90% of the workers in the prawn industry here are Burmese, most of them illegal. Thailand is the world's largest exporter of prawns, and most are processed in this town by Burmese labor. The biggest markets are the United States and Japan, which take about 40% each of the exports, followed by the European Union. With or without work permits, these Burmese workers are vulnerable to abuse and exploitation. Many are underage. Recent police raids in Mahachai have discovered factories where Burmese workers were kept in appalling conditions, prison-like home, and barred from living for years. Despite this, most say they are much happier in Thailand because of the wretched conditions back in Burma, where they have little chance of making sufficient income to sustain a family. Sometimes 15 people or more live in one room in cramped and unsanitary conditions. The police regularly raid the Burmese communities for undocumented workers. Those who cannot produce these papers are automatically detained. Most of the Burmese migrants will have borrowed large sums of money, about 200 to 400 US dollars, to pay the brokers who smuggle them in and find them jobs. Paying them back can take more than a year. So deportation is a heavy blow, but many say they will borrow again to come back. Many Burmese migrants leave their children behind with relatives when they come to Thailand, sometimes not seeing them for years. For those that bring their children, giving them an education is difficult. They are not eligible for state schools, and many end up working with their parents in factories. Kashung, Mizima News.